Okay. Okay, April 4th, 2022, Baltimore County Senate delegation. And the first bill is House Bill 585, Baltimore County Orphans Court Judges and Surviving Spouses Pensions. And what has happened, did you all get your amendments to the bill?
Yes. Yep.
Did anybody else hear them? Senator West, did you hear the amendments?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is what happened. And I'll read this one paragraph from Baltimore County. As drafted, Senate Bill 432 and House Bill 585 give the Orphans Court judges a retroactive pension benefit and do not require them to pay into the system at all. The county does not believe it was your intent, meaning I guess, the Senate and the House, to give this benefit away. And the county believes there is time left in session to fix this unintentional error. Giving this benefit away is fiscally irresponsible. The employees' retirement system of Baltimore County is contributory defined benefit plan. It is currently funded at 61.5% with an unfunded actuarial accrued liability of $1.85 million. Although Senate Bill 432 and House Bill 585 only contemplates a handful of people, the current orphan court judges, their spouses, future orphan court judges, and their spouses, the system cannot take any additional unfunded liability. And I was also told that there were no other departments in the county that would have a retroactive type pension, and none of them have a pension where they don't have to pay. So, wait a minute. Moreover, giving this benefit away creates a question of equity for thousands of county employees who have a part of every paycheck withheld to pay for the benefit. The county cannot explain to the first responders and frontline healthcare workers why they have to contribute, but a small group of elected officials do not. So, does that all make sense to everybody?
Didn't I see that the county executive is against the bill without an amendment to accomplish these things?
No, what now? Pardon me?
It seems to me I saw the county executive opposed the bill unless it's amended to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And, so, yeah, it would cost it money from what I gather. So, Senator Sowling, you have any questions about that?
I apologize. I was a little late. I had a short meeting that I attend, but I kind of missed most of that, and I apologize. I kind of missed most of that. So,
all we're saying is we want to make it word introspective going forward, and the orphans courts judges have to pay some to their retirement system, just like the rest of the county employees do.
okay. I have no problem with that.
Senator Sidnor, any questions?
Actually, I did have one question. Because it seems the language in Amendment 2, it says the county may establish by law, but I'm assuming we want them to, and for it not to be discretionary, correct?
Where, okay. Authorize
Right next to Roman 5.
the county council may establish by law. Okay.
And I'm wondering, did you, and told is your language, so it's up to you, but did
Well, and no, it's not my language, and I wish the county was here right now. So let me see if I can get somebody on the phone.
Pat Murray did say their intent was to have the county do that.
It was their intent the county should do that. That's what Pat Murray told Sam.
It sounds like a shall to me.
A shall?
We can ask council.
What? Well, it says may, not shall, so.
Right.
I want to see if I can get a hold of somebody here. And if not, I guess we have to just hold it until. Oh, well, we don't have- Let's try Joel. Nobody's home in Baltimore County. I guess they're all here in Annapolis. I wish.
Your call has been.
Well, let's put it at the end of the voting list to start out with. And I'm going to go ask Jen to keep calling them until they come through. All right, the next bill is House Bill 192, Baltimore County Board of Education, letting a student member in voting and training. They must have the training. So does anyone have any questions or thoughts of that? Senator West, Senator Hedelman, Senator Lamb? Senator Sidnor?
You know, the one thought that I did have about the bill, and after watching our county board in action, I like that it had the student member getting budget training if this were to pass. And honestly, I was looking at the report that came out this past fall, and within the report on board orientation and training, it said that the county school system had budgeted $25,000 per year for board training and only spent $3,200 for any type of training. And to be honest, some of the things that were going on, it made me wonder if all the board members need some sort of board or budget training. So that was an amendment that I was trying to have drafted, but I just wanted to put it forth to you all to see what you all thought about that.
I think it's a good thought. This is my personal opinion. It's a good thought, but we don't have the amendment, and we only have 6 days to go. But I agree with you. But I also agree that we all need budgetary training down here too. So, but I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
This is Shelley. I was very impressed with the student that we heard from Montgomery County. And I do know other jurisdictions like Anne Arundel and Montgomery have had a student member of the board with full voting privileges for some time. And, you know, the world hasn't ended. And I think they have made very worthwhile contributions. And certainly in my time here, the students that I have gotten to know who have been student members of the board have been, you know, taking their responsibilities extremely seriously. And so I'm in support of this provision.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Senator Lamb. I agree with Shelley, with Senator Hadelman. I think They brought up a lot of good points in the brief testimony that they were allowed to provide. And I'm supportive as well.
Let me just interject. This past summer, Delegate Forbes and I worked hard to get the school board to put Towson High School and Delaney High School on the priority list for replacements. And we won by 1 vote in the school board. And if the student member of the school board had been permitted to vote, he indicated he would have voted against, which would have meant a tie vote, which meant our proposal would have failed. So I was against this until the county executive last week forthrightly announced that he had allocated $19 million to plan Towson and Delaney High Schools. So my feeling, then I got a call from his office. And so my feeling is now that he has stepped up to the plate and publicly announced that he's dedicating $19 million to planning these 2 schools, I will withdraw my opposition to having a voting student member of the board.
Okay. Well, can I have a motion from the floor?
Is there an amendment or not?
What? No, just the way it came out.
I make a motion.
I don't think there's an amendment to that. No, and Senator Sidnor suggested that, but I just worry, we have to get it moving. And Senator Sidnor, say this is a House bill. So when it comes out to the floor, maybe we can have a little bit of discussion beforehand, and maybe we can get your amendment. If you get your amendment, we can get that on the bill at that time.
Okay, I mean, but again, my question would that be all right with everyone?
Well,
Yeah.
I think let me just say, I think it makes sense because,
Okay.
Learning myself, being in budget and tax, I've learned a lot and I continue to learn more, and you never learn it all. So I think it's a benefit for anybody, let alone a student. They have the opportunity to be trained on the budget and have a
okay.
understanding about the budget. So I totally agree with you. And I'll back you on that amendment.
Okay. All right. So if we get that made and we'll have it on the floor, and does everybody agree with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Senator
I
West.
agree.
Okay. Senator Lamb.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. But, okay. Do I have a motion though for the bill?
So move.
Okay. Second? Who wants to-
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Anybody not in favor? All right, now I have to say, Senator Jennings and Senator
Kelly.
are not here, but I think everybody else is. And we will just keep the voting open. I will see them this evening on the floor and get their vote. Okay, the next bill is House Bill 476, Baltimore County Board of Education member appointments and terms and election of officers. Is that your bill, Senator Sidnor? No,
No, it's not.
What's that?
This is Eversole.
It's not.
This is the one he said, really, we didn't look into the future when we passed this bill, and this kind of straightens everything out next 5 years or so. And I mean, then we go over a couple bumps and he's not here to explain it. So, but do you all remember that bill? It's because of the school board nominating committee and vacancies on the board and how we get people on it. And he explained the whole thing. And I am not sorry that I don't remember it, but I regret that I don't remember it. But
Delegate Forbes.
Actually,
wait a minute, Delegate Forbes, can you explain it?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
So because of the appointed members are appointed during the gubernatorial year, we've run into a problem where the governor can't appoint anyone until after once the primary has been held. And so this bill will prescribe that the new governor will appoint the appointed members in February. They'll serve for a 2-year term, at which time appointees will serve for 4-year terms going forward after that. So that we never run into this problem with a lame duck governor not able to appoint again. Additionally, it holds the elections for the new chair and vice chair of the school board until the full board is seated in February. And it is important that we do this because there will be a gaping hole in the school board with the appointees not being able to appoint until the next governor is
Elected.
sworn in.
Oh,
That's
sworn
what I
in,
said.
oh.
We'll be going over hills and valleys and everything else, but eventually it straightens itself out.
Right. It fixes it for the long term. So we will never, they'll be appointed for 2 years this time, and it's actually 21 months technically, but then for 4 years following. And the other additional benefit it has is our whole school board will never turn over at one time again. There is a possibility with the bill, the way the bill is structured, that there will be no institutional knowledge in the school board because it would all turn over at the same time with the appointees being appointed the same year as the electeds. So this way there'll be some holdover and some crossover, and we all know there's a
Madam Chair?
benefit to that.
Who said Madam Chair?
It's me.
Okay.
If you all recall, one of the bills that I did have that I think we all supported, outside of, I think, Senator West at the time, was the bill that was to expand our school board to 13 members. That bill was amended in the House on Friday. So I do have an amendment to this bill.
But to this current one that we're discussing
Correct,
right now?
correct.
Okay.
Which would encompass what the House deleted on Friday to put it back within that posture, that there would be 13 board members. Now, again, we just gave the student board member the ability to vote. So we have 12 members who can vote on a budget, and which could ultimately end in 6-6. So
Yeah, that's right.
I want to ask that we consider that amendment, which would bring in the language of the bill that we all voted on a few weeks back. I have the amendment that's been drafted. We just got it just a little bit before the meeting started. So I'm not exactly certain if council has it or if I need to send that out to everyone, or how we handle that.
Can you read the amendment?
Sure. It says 1 member shall be appointed by the county executive of Baltimore County. Instead of there being 4 appointed members, there will be 5. And the modification in that modifies the word governor to appoint an official. And some of the appointments will be done by the governor and others will be done by the county executive. One will be done by the county executive.
Does anybody have any questions about that?
So let me just get it straight. So there's 7 elected from the 7 councilmanic districts. There are 4 appointed by the governor. There's 1 appointed by the county executive, and there's 1 student.
That would be correct.
And that makes it 13.
All right.
Okay.
Which is, it's never good to have, well, I mean, in our delegation is 4 and 4. So, I mean. So, Senator Delegate Forbes, do you have anything? Your hands up?
Yeah, she would be in opposition because she was the one who put on she modified the bill, my Senate bill.
I love Baltimore County. You all have such great thoughts. Well, I would
like to move my amendment.
Okay, I'll just take a motion then, if anybody has a motion. Can I have a motion for Senator Sidnor's amendment?
can I just make it clear? Sorry, Senator Sinder, can you go through it one more time? It's to expand the number, right?
All right, so it's 13 members, seven elected, so it's still a majority elected school board, 5 appointed, and 1 school board member who's elected. 1 member would be appointed by the county executive. The others would continue to be appointed by the governor.
So we're meshing the two provisions of the bill.
Correct.
We're both
Because-
staggering the.
Correct.
So there's,
It doesn't
so there we
change
have
any of that.
institutional knowledge, but we're also expanding like we supported the other bill earlier.
Yes.
Okay, I make a motion or I second the motion if he made the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Senator Lamb?
Yeah, I support in favor.
Okay. All right, the next one is House Bill 446, Baltimore County.
Was that on the amendment or the bill?
Oh, that was on the amendment.
That's just on the amendment.
Sorry, very sorry. Okay,
On the bill.
Bill, do I have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so that was Senator Salling and Senator Heddleman. Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand.
I'm in favor too. This is Senator Lamb.
Okay,
6-0.
6-0, and then I will get the rest of the votes. So the next bill is House Bill 446, Baltimore County, disposition of marriage ceremony fee. Delegate Forbes, would you like to just give a quick summary of that, please? And
Yes, the
Okay.
marriage ceremony fees in Baltimore County go to fund the Baltimore County Historical Trust, and this would raise the amount of fees they get from the $15 they're currently getting to $25. That is the main source of the organization, how it's run. There were some questions raised about whether they were really representing all of Baltimore County's history, and I sent an email with some pretty detailed programs that they're doing to honor the African-American history in Baltimore County. And they are certainly willing to, if any of the senators have a constituent that has an interest in historic preservation, they're certainly willing to take on more members to their board to add diversity because it is a goal of theirs. Thank you.
do we have any other questions? Do I have a motion?
It's last week when the bill was introduced, I had questions about the money even going like this to an organization, which was why I was initially asking whether this was an organization that was created by Baltimore County to do the county's work, since some government or government entities create charities in order to do their work. But in looking at the full statute, I saw that, and I think Delegate Forbes had mentioned this, there are a number of counties that actually have some of their marriage fees going to these types of organizations. So with that, that allayed my concern there. But the one question that I did have, and since she was on here, I noticed that the Baltimore County Historical Trust is an affiliate of the Historical Society of Baltimore County. And I know that with the Historical Society of Baltimore County, it has about 4 different affiliated members that do a variety of work. One being, I believe it was Lewis Diggs organization that does historical work in the African-American community. So my question was, instead of having all the money going to this organization, with the sponsor having any issue with some of the money going to the county, to the Historical Society of Baltimore County.
Delegate Forbes.
Thank you very much for that suggestion. The Mr. Diggs organization, and I hope that you saw that this organization honored Mr. Diggs for his Lifetime Achievement Award. But Mr. Diggs' work is mostly on the way people lived in Baltimore County. And this organization.
I'm not out talking about Mr. Diggs' organization. I'm the Historical Society of Baltimore County.
Right, but most of their work is about how people live in Baltimore County. And this one organization, the Preservation Alliance of Baltimore County, is the organization that's charged with preserving buildings and preservation of buildings. And so that's why I would suggest that we leave, this is their one funding source. The Baltimore County, the Historical Society of Baltimore County has other funding sources, but this is the only funding source for the Preservation Alliance of Baltimore County doing business, or the Baltimore County Historical Preservation.
So what do you mean by where people live?
Like how people lived and where they lived and families, like the genealogical records and all of that stuff is all funded in a different way. This organization this is where they get their funding to protect buildings.
Okay.
And the history. And I Senator Sidner, I hope you reviewed the email I sent that they are actively working. They are like the only thing standing between the Scott House being torn down in Bear Hills, which is the original African-American enclave in Baltimore County.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion? Senator West? Do I have a second?
Yep.
Senator Solling? I'll take the vote. Senator Lamb? Okay, wait a minute. Go ahead. You, I think.
Call the roll.
Yep, call the roll.
So in favor of the bill, or move favorable on the bill, for Senator Hellman? Yes.
Yes, her thumbs up.
Senator Lamb,
Yes.
Senator Salling,
Yes.
Senator West,
Yes.
Senator Sidnor,
I'm gonna vote no.
and Chair Klausmeier.
Yes.
And the vote is 5-1. 5 is
Magic
majority.
All right, then we have the bill that Delegate Brooks has just patiently been waiting for, House Bill 680, property tax credit, supermarkets. Would you like to explain it very briefly?
I certainly would, Senator. Thank you. And thanks to all the senators for listening to it again. Yeah, but this is a bill that allows a property tax credit for businesses, grocery stores in Baltimore County to have against, trying to improve or reduce the number of what we call food deserts. And on a later analysis done, they say 64% of the schools in Baltimore County, not the schools, 64% of the counties in Baltimore County, the zip codes in Baltimore County are what we consider food deserts. And food deserts it does not necessarily mean you don't have access to buying food, but it's the quality of the food, and oftentimes a lot of the foods that are purchased are of not very nutritious foods that are either canned or prepackaged, which lends itself to being high in sugar, salt, saturated fat, and of course those type foods don't lend themselves to positive outcomes. This bill will allow those grocery stores who either build new or do a modification, that allow them the ability to get a personal property tax credit for that next year.
Right. So that's for healthy eating.
For healthy eating, exactly. And then I think we all become the victors once we do that.
Anybody have any questions? Senator Sally?
Yeah, I want to thank the good delegate for presenting it in our committee. This is needed because if you see in my area and the Turner Station area, what the Baltimore County executive, what he's done there, he's had to bring groups and to come in to bring good foods in that area. And we have fought in that area to try to bring a grocery store or something of that nature for healthy foods to be a part of that. I can honestly and truly relate to the good delegate, and this is something that's needed. And throughout the state, throughout our nation, we have a lot of places that we have food deserts. And
Okay,
it is a major problem. So I'm very supportive of this bill, and I appreciate the good delegate. Thank you.
I agree 100%. Senator Sally. I know we, in Baltimore City, there was another way that the senators were trying to address this, but I think this incentivizes is a real good idea. I'd move
okay,
bill favorable.
okay. Senator Sidnor just moved it. Who wants to second it? Senator Sally seconds it. Is everyone in favor? Can we just raise our hands? It's a wonderful bill. Senator Lamb?
Yeah, I support it. Thank you.
Okay, so it's unanimous of everybody that's here. While we were working on those bills, this county executive did send over, when Senator Sidnor said about the May, he said, I will try to get on soon, but the question was, we gave him the question, should it be shall or may? And we are fine with it being shall instead of may. Any other concerns about that amendment? Do I have a motion?
So move.
Okay, second,
Second.
Is this with shall or with may?
okay, wait a minute, we have to change that to, this was a motion to get from may to shall. Do I have a motion on that?
So moved.
And I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Senator Lamb, are you there? Is that okay?
Yeah, I support it too. Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your hand. I think everybody's happy with that. Okay, now on the bill. We know what this does introspectively, or not retrospectively, but
Prospectively.
yeah, well, that could be introspective too. It depends. Prospectively. Do I have a motion for the orphans court?
Moved. So moved.
Second? Is that you, Senator Sally? Okay. Sidnor and Sally, the two S men. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I.
Yes.
Okay, so that's unanimous here, and we'll get back to the other two senators, just to make sure that they're okay, or they can cast their vote. And again, we just do this because I know Senator Kelly, she gets tied up with leadership. And I sometimes Senator Jennings gets caught up with his business. So I appreciate the flexibility that we have with this, with the Baltimore County. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Hey, let me just say, Madam Chair, that I know some of us, we have maybe some bills that are in rules that maybe we need a little help in Baltimore County. I don't know if we do or don't. I know maybe some of us do, but if we can work together, and if anybody has a problem with a bill, maybe we can work together to get that out, or having a problem in committee to get it out. I don't know if anybody does. I have one. I'm just, anybody else does. I think if somebody could communicate, I mean, tomorrow, the chair will be in my committee. Just saying, it'd be good if we could help out each other possibly. If there's an important bill that you have that you would like to get out of committee to get out there and get over to the Senate so we can
What chair? Are you talking about me or?
Oh, the rules, the chair for
Oh,
rules.
the chair of rules. will-
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What bill is it that, if you can text me what bill it is?
Or you can say it if you want.
Oh, well, I'll let you know, it's Senate Bill 507. It's not a local bill, but it's just a bill. That's all I'm saying. If anybody has,
Oh,
it's a bill that I have. I don't know if anybody else, that's why I said that.
okay.
It's a bill for state contractors.
Okay.
And then
Senator
it's a study.
West?
I just wanted, since this is the last meeting of the delegation for this year,
Well, there's never a last meeting until somebody die.
well, let's hope it's the last meeting. I just wanted to congratulate Sam for all of his work, good work in
See, he's done a nice
Wow.
job.
throughout the course of the year.
Well, thank you. Thank you very
Say,
much.
say it loud so they.
Thank you.
Way
Way to go, Sam. Way to go, Sam.
Thank you for that. Anything else? Unless this is our last, but one never knows.
I'd like to also thank our chair. These
Oh.
meetings have gone really smoothly this year, our chair and
Think
vice
so?
chair, and appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I was getting a little hot under the collar about the last bill, but it all worked out. Okay. Oh, look, and even Charles, you're smiling so nicely there.
Look at that. Woo!
You got the best smile ever.
Y'all made me laugh.
And it's just too bad we ran out of time and we didn't all get together to go out to dinner or something like that together, but that's what happens.
Never say never.
What's that?
Never say never.
Well, you never know. We'll all go, let's go right now, right? All right. Well, thank you all for your time and I appreciate working with everybody as well. It makes it a lot easier. So
Yes, it does.
have a good evening and I'll see you all on the floor at 8 o'clock.
Thank you.